Now, the outrage over Trump winning is certainly not limited to The View. Here is Scott Jennings having to school a CNN panel on why Trump's tariff threats led to a huge win.
Trump got rolled by both of these countries, and no one, least of all Trump, seems to have realized it. Both the leaders of Mexico and Canada have agreed to do what they have already been doing. It's just that Trump didn't seem to know about it.
Both Mexico and Canada have reached agreements today with Donald Trump to do what we want them to do, which is to put people and technology and resources at the border to stop the flow of people and drugs, illegal immigration, stem the tide. That is the whole point of this exercise, and that is apparently what is happening. And yes, there have been some troops there in Mexico. This is an agreement to do permanent deployment. And yes, some of this stuff in Canada was already announced, but now they were dragging their feet. Now their feet are held to the fire. They've got 30 days to really implement, and they can't pussyfoot around anymore. So the point of this exercise today, to me, had less to do with trade and more to do with saying to our neighbors, you need to be better neighbors.
Like, the liberal media is in such denial that they're trying to run with, oh, Trump didn't get anything. These countries already promised to do this stuff. Mexico already had troops at the border. Well, did they actually? Or did they just tell the Biden White House that that's what they were doing? Because when they reported that in 2021, that was at the very height of the immigration crisis. So were those soldiers really there? And were they really doing their job? Or did they know that the United States had a weak, spineless president and they could just tell him some fluff and he would get off their back? And then Canada, oh, they already promised to spend some money. Trump didn't get anything new. I equate it to this kind of example. Your mom comes in and she asks you to clean your room. And you say, okay, Mom, I will. She comes back 2 hours later. It's still not clean. She says, can you clean your room? And you say, okay, yeah, I will. I promise. I promise. She comes back 3 hours later. The room still is not clean. And you say, no, Mom, I am committing to cleaning my room. I promise you I will clean it. And 3 hours later, your dad comes home, leather belt in hand, barges in your door, takes your phone, takes your video games, takes your TV, turns off the lights, gives you a candle and the Holy Bible to read, and he says, this is going to be your life if you do not clean your room. That is what Trump did. Oh yeah, you can announce you're going to spend $1.3 billion, but when are you going to spend it? When are you going to implement it? And on top of that, they added a fentanyl czar, 24/7 monitoring of the border, $200 million extra in spending, and a joint task force with the US. And that just illustrates even more why Canada and Mexico are bad partners. Why did it take Trump threatening to crash your economy for you guys to actually just help and do what you said you would do? Again, these Democrats don't live in the real world. They live in a delusional, made-up utopia in their head where world leaders ask nicely for things to get done and other world leader just happily accepts because kumbaya and unity. Instead of opening their eyes and realizing, no, Canada and Mexico were slow walking doing anything about this. And now Trump has held their feet to the fire and says, if you don't make some serious progress in the next 30 days, it's economy down the toilet time for you. And I guess I wish that he didn't have to do that. But if that's what our neighbors are forcing him to do, then so be it. It's America first. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those notification bells so you never miss a video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.